Hello and welcome to Project Vayner episode 82. If you are new on this channel, Project Vayner is my documentation of my journey as a content creator towards getting a job at Vayner Media in New York City. Once every month I do a live episode in this vlog and I invite a new guest every time. This time we have a guest from Canada. We are going to talk about how to grow your YouTube channel, and he has grown his channel from, I think he had 67 subscribers 1 year ago. Now he's almost at 2,000. We are going to talk about some strategies, techniques, and systems that he put in place to grow his channel and to reach those first 1,000 subscribers. But before we do that, I'm going to show you a short little video about today's guest. So you can see that video here.
It will get you more viewers.
We're back for another episode here of Creators Corner.
I recently uploaded a video. Let me ask some of my creator friends that
I had the chance to catch up with Tim Schmoyer.
what advice do they have?
I'd love for you to share sort of like your 5-step template.
Who am I trying to help with this content?
Pick a niche.
What makes you unique and different?
So the description for this video, which I already created in step 1,
Be patient.
That you're checking your YouTube analytics.
I put it into the actual file's comments itself.
Connect with them and build the community with them.
Focus on solving versus selling. One of the best ways to communicate is to say not just what you do, but why you do it.
When you create a new video, make it searchable.
Click on the TubeBuddy icon.
Teasers on Instagram, put your links in the bio.
I'm really excited for this one. This is going to be all about TikTok.
Like, this is a big deal that I put, okay? Like, this is legit.
There's a question here from Neil from Facebook. How do you
And there we have him, Rob Balasabas. I hope I pronounced it right. Cool. Cool. Yeah, no worries. No worries. We're going to talk a little bit or a lot about actually YouTube and trying to give some tips to new creators that are just starting out, trying to grow their channel. There is a lot of like questions and difficulties coming up. It was actually funny now when I are doing this live with you during this intro, when it was playing, I lost the connection to your video from Skype. So I need to like go in and reconnect it while the intro was playing. So it's always things popping up. But first, before we jump into that, can you give us like a short presentation of who you are and what you do?
YouTube channels. And so my job here is the brand evangelist. So I get to connect with all of our users, our partners, and our community, and find cool ways to have them connect with each other. So that's what I do here.
Cool. And TubeBuddy is a tool that I've been using for a long time on my channel. There is some tools that I've been using for every video. There's probably a lot of tools that I'm missing as well. But how? Tell us how you ended up at TubeBuddy, kind of your journey into where you're at right now.
So before TubeBuddy, I was working at a company in the partnership team at a company called Thinkific. So Thinkific is an online course platform. So if you want to teach anything, video editing, yoga, how to bake, anything, you would use this company called Thinkific. It's a software as a service. And so I was on the partnership team connecting with influencers, different brands to do co-marketing and things like that. One of the companies that we always kept bumping into was TubeBuddy, because we were both going after YouTube creators, because as YouTube at various conferences that I would attend in different places, different cities, and built a relationship with them. Down the road, we then eventually did a virtual, like an online conference together, and I was sort of quarterbacking that conference, or so that summit on the Thinkific side, and working with the TubeBuddy team. And so got to know the TubeBuddy team even more, built relationships with them, and eventually, they kind of started the conversation of, hey, Rob, we would really love to have someone be sort of the face or somebody in the front lines, of our brand, doing interviews like this, summits, conferences, speaking.
Cool. So you said you're a brand evangelist and you do like live episodes and interviews like this. Can you tell us more about like what's in that title, in that role?
It's really, my job, like I said, is sort of be in the front-facing events, speaking at podcasts, attending virtual summits and speaking at those. Once, we're able to travel and go to conferences in person, I would do a lot of the speaking and workshops in person as well. I also have a live show called The Creators.
Mm. 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 Yeah. And how much from like the things that you're learning at TubeBuddy are you implementing in your own YouTube channel?
A couple years ago, I think October 2018, and I would just sporadically, no plans, no strategy, as I would upload once in a while. And even before I started talking with TubeBuddy, I started trying to build more content on YouTube because I first initially started creating content on LinkedIn, and that's where I started building my personal brand. I still do that today, but I kind of came to a place where I kind of hit sort of like boundaries on LinkedIn where I said, well, it's not as easy to be discovered on LinkedIn. It's a great platform. I still continue to create on LinkedIn and share content there. But I started looking at YouTube really seriously because I saw that there was so much traffic going
Hmm. Right. And what are like, what would you say are the most, the tools that you're using the most from the TubeBuddy tools? Mm.
keywords. So I would use that on a weekly basis. The other tool that I use a lot is our canned comment reply tool. And so that allows you to basically set up, canned replies or templated comment replies.
Mm. Yeah. How is that working? Is it like automatically response, or do you have like a template that you copy paste, or because I haven't used that? Hmm? Hmm. Right. Hmm. Right. So it's like replies that are prepared for common questions, and then you can still change it a little bit before you post it. Cool. So yeah, keyword score is something that I'm using all the time for my videos. I also saw when I was looking at one of your videos that I do something before I upload a video. I didn't know if it was actually making a difference or not, but I put like the tags in the actual file of the video and the thumbnail. So like right click and get info and then paste it in the I think it's called tags or keywords or something, and also in the like comment box. I saw you do that as well. So it does make a difference.
From Sunny Lenarduzzi, oh man, 2 years ago maybe. I went through her course. She was also using Thinkific for her courses. Sunny Lenarduzzi, by the way, is like, she's brilliant when it comes to YouTube, coaches and takes care of a lot of different larger channels. Anyways, yeah, so that's where I got that trick. And whether or not it works, or the
No. Mm. Mm.
and search traffic on YouTube. And also recommended and suggested. So in that sense, I'm really focused on making sure my videos are optimized, my channel is optimized. And so that's one of the things that
Yeah, I think when it comes to like optimizing and getting the most out of every video that you publish, I hear a lot of people talking about like, does this make a difference or does it not make a difference? And then kind of sounds like they're trying to find a shortcut instead of just like adding that little thing into the process and trying to optimize as much as possible. If it makes a difference, then great. If it doesn't, it took 5 seconds extra to do it, so you didn't really lose anything by doing it. So do you also have like yeah, go on.
For the most part, I would say I also write the description of the video before I even film the video. For me, it's very important because, again, I'm very search-based for my channel. I rely heavily on YouTube to share my videos to people that would likely watch it. And so, yeah, I have all that stuff set up. So I have the tags already. I have the description already to put into the video information in the meta tag for that video, like you said.
Yeah. And do you also have like a specific process that you follow, which is like a checklist that you always do it the same steps in the same order?
Aspects of YouTube that you need to make sure it's done, because every little thing counts, right? There's no one thing that will make your channel grow, in my opinion. And so having all of these little things in the process, it's very easy to forget if you don't have a process in place. So I use a tool called Trello. There's other tools like Notion or Asana that you can use. Basecamp, very common one, but I use Trello. For anyone that's starting out, it's a free tool for the most part. I'm on the free. Videos. It's very standard because my videos are mostly tutorials. And so there's always a hook, introduction, the value of the video, the call to action at the end, and then the outro. So it's very, very straightforward. But there's little things in the video in the process, and then editing, putting lower thirds, putting calls to action, putting transitions, putting all those things to help with the watch time, to make sure that the video is engaging and interactive. Putting B-roll, which you know very well.
Thanks, man.
The checklist is after I upload. So that's more on the promotion, sharing the videos on different channels and with partners and on social media, email list, all those things, to make sure that the video gets out to as many people as possible. So yeah, going back to your question, definitely, if you are a YouTube creator, make sure that you are documenting that process, that step by step, because down the road, you may want to maybe outsource your editing or outsource your promotion or marketing, bring in a virtual assistant, that sort of thing. And so it's much easier to bring somebody on once you understand your own process. Then you can just tell them, this is what I do. So just follow my process already. And
Mm. Mm. No worries. Yeah, so there's a lot of things like when it comes to monetizing the channel and trying to figure out like how can I turn this into a business is a lot of questions that has been coming up for me lately. I've been working with my YouTube channel for a couple of years, but now within the last 6 months, I think I doubled the subscriber count from like 500 to 1,000, and I feel like a lot of it is probably due to the consistency in publishing and also like cross promoting and collaborating. What are like some things that you see on your channel since last year? I said before, you've grown from like 100 subscribers to 2,000 in just 1 year. So what would you say are like the biggest reasons for that quick growth?
And I really love that question because a lot of people will think that there's like one thing. I'm glad that you're. I think there's a few things, and it's not just one magic bullet kind of thing. So the first thing is doing collaboration. So when it comes to YouTube, guys, there's really no competition. If you are a video editor and you're looking at another video editor and you're creating content around that, or if you are doing yoga or you see other yoga instructors on YouTube and you're like, don't look at them as competition, look at them as partners, people that you can collaborate with, because their audience will be probably really good for you as your audience. They're interested in your content, and vice versa. If you're a LinkedIn expert and you're seeing other LinkedIn experts on YouTube, then make sure you're connecting with them. Reach out to them. Usually on YouTube, on the top right in the banner, there's the links to your social. So look for their link.
Mm. 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 Mm.
So there's a bit of a phase where I think as a new channel, some channels there's some unicorns out there where they upload once a month or every couple months and they're growing like crazy. But for the most
Mm. Yeah.
For me, I used to just create a video about something that I thought would be interesting for my audience, and then do the keyword research before I upload. So after I film, then I would do the keyword research. That's how I used to do it before. But then I would always end up with a very competitive keyword and my video would go nowhere. So now I flipped it around. I do keyword research first, understand the really specific topic that I have an opportunity for ranking and reaching the most people and getting that video to as many people as possible. And then I film the video. That way, I know now that my video will have a really decent chance of ranking. And I also upload it as an unlisted video as early as I can, so 3 or 4 days before, and then I share it with different communities beforehand as an unlisted video, so that it starts getting traction behind the scenes before I actually turn it as public video.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Community building is really important for my channel and for the growth of my channel. So if you guys tune into my channel every Friday, I always have a live Q&A chat. And the reason for that is strictly 100% to build community so that I can have engagement and interaction with my audience, so that I don't just become like a utility channel where people come consume content and then but are not connected to me and don't get to know me as a person. And so for me, that Friday live chat that's what it's really there for. I get to answer people's questions. They tell me things that are happening.
Mm.
Last years, probably just continuing to really have a position as a student of YouTube, a student of creating content, and a student still of all the different creators that are on YouTube, and seeing what works, what doesn't work, testing things, and not having a very high ego, that I know everything.
Mm.
Students, they have millions or hundreds and thousands of subscribers, but they're still testing, they're still listening to what other people are saying, and they're still students of the game. So yeah, those are the 5 things.
Cool. Yeah, I love that last one, being a student of YouTube. I've been really trying to focus more on like educational stuff the last maybe couple of months, trying to always learn something new and like slowly making progress all the time. Right now it's actually like a lot of focus on reading and English, because I want to be able to communicate better in front of the camera, like in live episodes, for example, because then I think it's easier to get my point across and to help the network even more. But yeah, it's I really like that, students of YouTube. I had some questions about what you mentioned also, if we can like go into details on them. You mentioned that you make a video unlisted like a couple of days before you publish it. I haven't done that because I thought that it matters like the first hour, the first day when you publish something, but does that stat comes from when you make it what is it, public? Yeah, so you can, yeah. Mm. Mm.
I've always wanted to publish as an unlisted. So yeah, I checked with actually a few experts, checked with our team as well, and yeah, so the clock doesn't start ticking.
Mm. Right. Mm.
So you can upload it as an unlisted. That way YouTube can start transcribing your videos. You can edit the transcription, because they always get my last name wrong.
Oh.
So yeah, so that, and then also I can share it with, for example, I have a Patreon community. So inside the Patreon, I give them early access to my videos. So if it's unlisted, I can share it. They can start watching the videos 3 or 4 days before it's public, which is good value for my Patreon community. I can share it with partners. So if I did a collaboration or if I mentioned some of maybe a brand, for example, I'll do some video.
Mm. 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 Mm.
And then once it goes public, all those things, happen. So again, comes down to the process, having a checklist.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that about the unlisted thing. It's a good point that you have there, that you can give people early access without it like affecting the stats in any way. And yeah, I also I wanted to ask about the keyword research, because I hear that from a lot of places that like people talk about doing the research before they even start recording the video. So if you would be like really practical in the way you do it, what are like the steps when you do the keyword research for a video?
For example, I talk a lot about live streaming, and so then I'll start with maybe live streaming. Usually the score is not so good because that's a very competitive keyword. So then I would go into a specific channel. So maybe LinkedIn live video, because I have LinkedIn live access. So I create a lot of videos around how to do LinkedIn live, how to go live stream into LinkedIn events, that sort of thing. And so I start with a very general keyword, more broad, and then slowly, based on the
Mm. Mm. Mm.
typically create 2 or 3 videos, multiple videos for sure, on a keyword that has a good opportunity for me, because I want to really have authority and dominate that keyword, that really niche keyword. And so once I do that, once I start dominating that keyword, then I can start going after more competitive keywords, because YouTube recognizes my channel as an authority for LinkedIn live video. I can talk about gear around LinkedIn live videos, or strategies around LinkedIn live videos, or bringing a guest on LinkedIn live videos, right? So there's so many angles that you can approach a really good opportunity keyword, and that's usually my strategy. Now from there, once I've sort of started dominating on LinkedIn Live, I then look at other opportunities around the core keyword of, say, live streaming. And so then I look at other platforms. Okay, what other platforms do people want to go live into? Typically, it's YouTube or Facebook. Or a very common combination that people want to do is YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So I have
Mm. 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 Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a really good advice to not be like too broad. And I think that if you look at growing a YouTube channel more like a business, a lot of businesses start like maybe in a city and trying to grow within that city, and then they expand to the country and then the countries around. And I think it's a good idea to think like that with the keywords as well, like being very specific in the beginning, trying to get a good reach and good result on that specific thing. I have actually a good example on that. I published a video from when I was in Bali, and I was thinking of naming it like travel video in Bali or something like that, like pretty generic. But then I thought, like, what kind of value am I bringing with this episode? And I talked a little bit about the camera that I was using in that episode, which is like a cheaper version of the GoPro. So it's called Cross Tour, and then I put that in the title, like testing out the Cross Tour CT9500 or something like that. So it was like super specific. And after the first day, it got less views than usually. So I was like, okay, maybe that didn't work. After a couple of weeks, it was going like straight up after that. And like the biggest, when I looked into the stats afterwards, like the biggest amount of viewers came from Google search and for actually searching Cross Tour CT9500. So it's like a good example that you can get a lot of reach on being very specific to something, and also like having something that is in your topic and that interest like the viewers and the subscribers that you already have. Like another thing I can mention from previously, I think it's 2 years back now, I had a video that had like 150 or 200,000 views or something. Yeah, but it wasn't connected to like what I'm doing at all. So like after a while, I actually took down that video, and after that, my like views and subscribers started to grow, because I guess it's YouTube recognized that, okay, this is what this channel is about. Before that, it was maybe a little bit confused, like what kind of audience is he trying to get? But then I started to do these live episodes and start to focus more on like video editing and stuff like that, and collaborating with other people. So yeah, just like finding your niche and focusing on that, I think is really important. Did you have like a specific target audience when you started, or is that something that you have like developed along the way?
I just remember too, just to add on to that, I remember when I first started, I actually did vlogging as well. So I would vlog, but like more work vlog, you know, because I used to work in downtown. And so I would vlog, you know, going to different conferences and stuff like that. And I always, it was, and then I would do tutorials as well. And so it was like a bit too jumbled up, even though it was so close. But yeah, really, really good examples there. For me, when I first started, my audience, I really, you know, I had a very broad audience. So like, oh, maybe, you know, entrepreneurs, you know, that's entrepreneurs, you know, people that want, and I come from that. So it's kind of like almost me, a previous version of me who was, I'm a marketer first. I understand, you know, sales funnels and ROI and, you know, all these numbers, metrics and all these things. You know, I understood all those terms. I was a practitioner of marketing. I worked in a digital agency for 7 years before going into the software world. And so I understood that. And then, but I didn't understand videos, but now I understand it more and more. And so that's who I feel like I talk to, people that understand marketing, business, but they don't understand videos. So that's why my content for the most part is tutorials, but also sort of almost mindset of, how do you use videos? How do you get over the fear of being in front of a camera, or doing collaborations and that sort of stuff. So the more that you do this, as you know, David, the more.
Mm. 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 Yeah. And I really like doing these live episodes because it's kind of funny how it has developed over time, because when I started, I mainly did it because I wanted to have more watch time because the videos that I was publishing is like super short tutorials, like 1 minute tutorial, because I thought like a lot of people do like in-depth tutorials. I'm just going to show a solution in 1 minute or 30 seconds. And like people appreciate that, but I don't get the watch time. So I thought, but if I do live episodes, they are usually a little bit longer, so I can get more watch time to the channel. But like after a while, when I was doing this, like first I thought it was really funny because you kind of put pressure on yourself, like, okay, now it's live, now you need to deliver, you can't edit this afterwards. But also like the benefit of connecting with other people, hearing their journey and getting like insights from them, how they are doing it, and like network with them and kind of go parallel with them on their journey. And yeah, you can look at your stuff and you can like compare and see, oh, they're doing it this way, maybe I can change or get inspiration from that. So yeah, it like started with the watch time in mind, but now it's more focused on networking and learning, I would say. Like back to what you mentioned earlier with students of YouTube. So yeah, that's something I would really recommend for people starting out. It's not only a good way to like find a new audience, but also to network with like-minded people. And then it's more fun to do it also, if you do that. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Mm.
Investing very heavily into community managers, community building. And so really pay attention to that. Even though you're a small business or a smaller brand, start paying attention to your community and finding ways to bring your community together, not only so that you can learn from them, but also so that they can connect with each other and they become the advocate for new users just exploring, a solution. Like, oh, I need a CRM. Oh, there's a free community that Salesforce has. You go into the Salesforce community, you can ask your questions. All these people are all like, I love Salesforce. Salesforce the best.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. I was thinking earlier today about like how much it matters with like the publishing consistently versus connecting with your audience, and like all these parts, and working with your marketing and sharing your videos. And I kind of came up with this like comparison that it's like making a fire, that if you look at the like the firewood as your videos, like first you need to cut down the tree, you need to like create that firewood, and then you need to like upload it, so put it in a pile to like prepare and start a channel. And then a lot of people, they try to like light it up and nothing happens. But and then you can look at like the paper and the like small pieces of wood that you put into it to kind of get it started. I see that as like communicating with the audience and the people are watching and answering comments and stuff like that. So you need to like do that also, and then you can try to light it up, and after a while it will stop. So you need to like continue doing that over and over again until it like starts burning in the actual wood, and then you can keep with the consistency by putting in firewood all the time. So I think there's people I think people like give up too fast, and they don't realize like all the work that you put in the beginning, it's going to pay off like further down the road, and it's most likely it's going to grow exponentially also if you're doing it the right way, because like after all, YouTube is a search engine, and that's like a big difference from the other social media channels where you like when you stop publishing, then the activity will decrease quite fast as well. But if you stop publishing on YouTube for a couple of weeks, you still get the like the views and the subscriber growth if you have put in the work before that. So do you agree on that comparison? Mm. Yeah. Mm. Mm.
You know, they're getting AdSense money, they're getting sponsorships, all that stuff still. And yeah, that's the beauty of it. Like I was, and to the people that give up too soon, even though I have a small channel. So my channel, I started in October 2018. It took me exactly around 18 months to get my first 1,000 subscribers. And then now that was like, I heard my first 1,000. Now I'm almost at 2,000. So on track, it should take me about 3 months to get my next.
Mm. 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 Yeah. Mm. Yeah. And what are you saying about like cross promoting between videos on your channel? Like for example, working with playlist is something that I try to focus a lot on. Like at the end of a tutorial, I try to promote a playlist with more similar tutorials, because then I know like, okay, that's something that they probably are interested in. And then I also make sure that, or I increase the chance that they are staying on the channel instead of seeing like the suggested videos on the side, and they can just pick any of those videos and start watching that instead. So but with the playlist, you actually see like what's next in the playlist, so that is taking up that space. Like, are you focusing a lot on that as well, to kind of create a lot of videos on the same topic?
It's one of the top metrics I obviously pay attention to as a small YouTube channel for myself. But more and more now, actually, I'm more concerned and really focused on watch time. So what that means for anyone new is that really trying to get people to watch as many videos in my channel, or as much of a video on my channel. So essentially, I want them to binge watch my channel like they do on Netflix. So yeah, one of the things that I try to do. So one of the things to do that is playlist. So if you have a videos on a specific topic or sort of genre, you make a playlist. Now, if you want to share that video on social media or your email list or somewhere online, try to share the video from you can share that URL, or you can make it, put it through, like a site called Bitly or something like that, so that it can be shortened, and you share it. That way, when somebody clicks on the link and watches the video, they then also can see all the other videos related to that topic. And also, if they watch the entire video, YouTube will automatically send them to the next video on your playlist, so they can essentially watch more and more of your videos. Now, if that person is new, and let's just say they watch, 1, 2, maybe 10 of your videos. Recommending, because they'll think, oh, David likes some of Rob's videos. Here you go, David. Here are some more of Rob's videos. Maybe you'll watch another playlist or another one of his videos. Because if you watch more videos of Rob, David, then us, YouTube, can serve you some ads. And that's how you.
I think also a big shift for me in like the way I look at the videos. Like, for example, in I think like 1.5 years ago or something, I know you could like make money out of your YouTube videos even if you didn't have 1,000 subscribers. And then they changed that, and I was like kind of frustrated when they did that. But now when I look back at it, that was like the best thing that could happen to me, because then after that I actually started focusing on like what type of videos do I want to do, and what videos will help my audience, and how can I bring value. And then I started with like that mindset and focusing on the viewers instead of like just looking at the stats. And I think that makes a big difference, because like as long as you're developing and creating content and the quality increases and you're focusing on the viewer, then they will share it and they will watch it, and that will help your growth. So like everything you see in the analytics, even if it's good to look at that, it's still just the result of something that you're doing. It's still the effort that you put in that will make the difference. And then sometimes you don't get the result you want, but as long as you know that you have put in the right effort, create the right video that is like creating value, then it will come longer ahead of time. Yeah, you get my point.
Getting search traffic and things like that, because again, there's always trends on YouTube. For example, like I talk about LinkedIn Live, for example, and I have some older videos. They were kind of stagnant. They weren't the search traffic kind of started to slow down, but then LinkedIn released some updates on LinkedIn events. And so people started going and searching for LinkedIn events and stuff on YouTube. And so some of my videos started to get traction again because people, because it was affected by LinkedIn. They made some press release or announcement for some new features. They went to YouTube to research, how to do certain things on tutorials on LinkedIn Live. And so some of my older videos on LinkedIn Live got sort of like a second wind, second life. And so that just happens, it's just the more videos you have out there, the more, as long as they're value, they're not just videos for.
Yeah, I think that's also really important to think more long term than short term, and to, instead of looking at it like a journey with an end goal, that it's more like a lifestyle. Like, how do you want your weeks to look when you work with your YouTube channel? Like, do you enjoy doing it? Will this work a couple of years ahead? Like, do you have a good process for doing it so it doesn't feel like a lot of work and a lot of pressure on you every time? Like, that's something that I'm trying to focus a lot on, because I want it to be fun. Like, I want it to, I do it because it's fun, and I do it because I like the progress of it and like developing. And if I can create systems that makes it easier, that will also increase the chance of me continuing to do it, and that at the end will lead to result, I think. So that's also like a big shift for me. In the beginning, I was thinking so short term, like how I'm gonna get views on this next video, and I'm gonna grow my channel in this next month. But now it's more like, I hopefully have like 10,000 subscribers a couple of years from now, or even longer ahead. So yeah, are you like, how do you think about your content that you are putting out? Like, do you set like a goal for them for a longer time, or like? Mm. Mm. Mm.
Fact. Again, like I said, it took 18 months to get to 1,000 subscribers, and then the next 1,000 will take about 3 months. And so hopefully, if all things are consistent, I'm consistently pushing out this, content on a weekly basis.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Anything like that, if I hit it, or there's nothing on the line for me to risk, it is, like you said, kind of a lifestyle that you are creating. I could create content on any platform. You as well, if you're listening, you could create content on Facebook, or you can be a blogger, written content, podcast, Facebook, whatever it is, you can create content everywhere. And so you have to think about, is YouTube the one where you want to create content? Again, there's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's some
Mm. Yeah.
So that if something happens, or if I have a campaign, or I want to launch a product or service, that I can reach my audience without having to go through YouTube, because it's not as easy. So so start building sort of like an email list, and understanding that as a business, and looking at yourself as not a YouTuber but a YouTube content creator. That just happens to, you're a content creator that has a business that happens to use YouTube as the media, right, to reach and build.
Mm. 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 Yeah. Mm. 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 Yeah. And if someone needs a editor, feel free to reach out to me. Yeah. um, do you have like a specific video that you want to do on your channel, like in a specific location, or a specific collaboration with someone, or like a dream video?
Everyone doing work, and putting their heart on their sleeve, and creating. But there's not one person that I sort of like idolize or anything like that. So I would say I'm more, my dream content is more really like vlogging and traveling. Right now we can't do that, but there's a lot of different places that I would really love to visit and vlog. And
Mm. Mm.
Paris. And then we had a bunch of things we wanted to do this year, but obviously we can't. But yeah, I would say that that's probably places like Spain and Sweden and Brazil, different countries that we would love to see, and kind of vlog, because I think that's I just love that creativity of storytelling.
Mm. Yeah. I really enjoy making travel videos as well, both because like yeah, both because like trying to create something cinematic and trying to show like the good parts from a location, but also like you get so much new impression by being in new environments and meet new people. So yeah, I really enjoy that. um I want to jump into some final questions, but before we do that, I just want to like end with some like specific things that people can think about when trying to grow a YouTube channel. And if we can try to focus on people that have maybe 50 to 100 subscribers, they're maybe just starting out, or they have been doing it for a couple of months, like, and they want to reach this goal of reaching their first 1,000 subscribers and like continue to grow after that. So if you would do like a bullet point list with like 5 key things that they should think about, what would that be?
So for me, collaborations. Okay, so collaborate. So look around your space. YouTube, search your keywords that you want to rank for, and see who's coming up in the search. Go to their channels, watch some of their content, see what they're talking about, and then go reach out to them. Connect with them on Instagram or LinkedIn. Those two I mentioned because they're the two easiest to send a direct message to, that person is most likely actually checking. So if I went to David and
Mm. Mm.
collaborate with you, we shared similar audiences. So collaborate, be consistent. So once a week, if you can, twice a week, upload. Have a really consistent and consistent schedule with uploading and creating. Right, get into the groove of it. Put it in your calendar.
Mm. 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 Mm.
Creator, new channel, smaller channel, you need to really focus on the keyword research, or else you're going to be stuck with a very competitive keyword that your videos will really not rank for, very likely. So you want to do keyword research before, so that you know the opportunity and the best chance for your video to rank. Okay. On that note, also, if you're creating educational tutorial type,
Mm.
to the actual tutorial, people are not watching because they don't care. They just want to know, how do I do this thing? Give me the answer to my question. So that's my tip for somebody starting out. Fourth thing is community building. So think about using live streams to build community, and also building an email list. And then the last thing is always be a student. So continue to be a student of YouTube. Watch the experts, see how they're storytelling, see how they're editing, see all the little things that they're doing to keep you engaged. David's videos, using B-roll, right? So he talks over his.
Mm. Mm.
Attention to why you're watching their videos, and do the same thing. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's some great tips right there. I think I need to go back and listen to it once again. I was actually reminded right now when you said that I need to put up on my YouTube channel that I'm publishing every Sunday, 7 p.m. Central European time. So at least I've been doing it for 14 weeks now. So I think I'm trying to create a process for it. So now I just have to stick to it. So yeah, I wanna before we end this live episode, I wanna jump into some final questions, which is kind of more basic kind of questions. So yeah, what would you pick if you had to choose between Mac or PC? Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. And what about editing program? Premiere Pro or Final Cut? Or something else? Ah. Ah, right. I used that before actually. Yeah, a couple of years back. But yeah, but I like the integration in Premiere Pro with the other Adobe programs. So that's like the main reason to why I switched to that. Yeah. Mm. um, so what about camera settings? If you had to choose when you're filming, always use autofocus or always use auto white balance? Yeah. Mm. Yeah. That's an easy choice then. Do you have anything specific that you are looking forward to right now? Mm. Yeah. 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 Same here. Um, what's a non-video related thing that you keep on your desk? Mm-hmm. Nice. Right. You know what it says on my cup? Sweden. And a moose. Or to be honest, it's actually not my cup, it's my girlfriend's. So if she's watching this, sorry. Yeah. But I really like it because it's so big and so high, so you don't spill coffee when you're like sitting in bed or something. So that I can recommend if you're are going to buy a new coffee cup. Buy a coffee cup that is wider at the bottom and smaller at the top and pretty high. Yeah, exactly. Just for practical reasons. What's one thing that people don't know about you? Hmm. All right. Yeah. What about like if you're up on a mountain and you have like a good view, do you hate that as well, or is it more like if you look straight down? Right. Yeah. Um, if you would give a shout out to someone, who would that be and why? Mm. Yeah. Mm. 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 Yeah. I want to mention also when I had the live episode with her, a lot of people don't know this, I think, but we had some problems during that live episode. So, like, after a while, I lost the connection a little bit with her, and then it got back, and then I lost it again, and the audio was pretty bad. And we tried to live stream on Facebook as well. So, after like almost an hour, when it didn't work, she said, "Oh, are you happy with the results? Should we do it again?" So I was like, "Well, if you have like, if you're willing to put like another hour into this and still have energy to do it, sure." And she's like, "Yeah, let's do it again." So yeah, I was really impressed by that attitude. Yeah, definitely. Is there anything that we could help you with? Either me or the people watching this? Anything specific? Mm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. 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 Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Maybe have like a neon banana that I think Daniel Schiffer has in the background. That's just the details you notice. But yeah, I think it's really good to like use that space to like build a personality around you and share the stuff that you're interested in and like what is specific to you compared to other people. I know in previous episodes I had my desk towards this direction, so you only saw like the shelves in the background, which was pretty boring. Now at least you can see like the sofa, you can see some things here on the wall. It's this direction. Oh, it's mirrored. So yeah, you get the point. But yeah, I would love to put up some like personal stuff in the background also. Yeah. Cool. Also, I will put your social media links in the video description right after this. So if people want to find you and contact you, ask questions, or yeah, they will be there in like a couple of minutes. So yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Great. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining this live episode. I hope it was valuable for the people watching. I felt like I got a lot of like good advices, and it's interesting to hear from someone actually working at TubeBuddy also, and has a channel that has grown pretty quickly. Like, what are some things that you have gone through, and how do you look at content creation and growing your channel and stuff like that? So yeah, really valuable. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. That would be awesome. Feel free to reach out. Contact me when you're here. Cool. Yeah, thanks again for joining, and thanks everyone for watching. I hope you liked this episode, and I hope to see you in the next live episode as well. So, see you guys.